Hello and welcome back to the Calculator Review hosted on Caliquin.com. I have something a little interesting today. It is this. Came in a box. Found this at a thrift store for a couple bucks. I think it was $2. So this one's a little tricky because it works, but the battery required for it is not a common calculator or watch battery. And honestly, I'm kind of sick of ordering lots of batteries. I prefer anything that runs on like a CR2032 or LR1120. This runs, I can't even get this thing open, it doesn't matter, an LR1130. That is not a common calculator battery, and this thing's got some bizarre design choices, and I'll get into them. First, you'll see there's actually two screws that hold in the battery cover, but I'm having a hard time. Oh, there it goes. So, to get to the battery, you need a jeweler's screwdriver to get into it. And that's really odd because this is something they could have very easily just had a slide-on panel or snap-on, because it's not going anywhere. It doesn't come off easily. But they still decided to put screws in it just to make it that much more inconvenient. It is kind of nice. It has these nice rubber grips. Nice color to it too. You don't really see. Oh my god! You don't see a green calculator all that often, especially this nice metallic green. So, this calculator is actually from a Robot Series PL6150. The Robot Series is really hard to track down. I cannot find a lot of information about it. But what makes this one stand out is it's... yeah. So it's kind of neat. When this thing was working, when I first got it, it honestly was terrible. Buttons are extremely squishy, and the screen has this odd delay. It's like a third of a second delay before you see something appear on the screen. And even when it was working, the contrast on the display just wasn't enough to really be able to easily tell what you're doing. You had to hold it at this, almost at like a 45-degree angle like that in order to see the numbers. So overall, just not a good calculator. I love the look of it. It looks fantastic, but the strange easel design they went for is weird, especially considering they put rubber grips on the side. So what makes this calculator stand out is it's actually made for promotional materials. So you see on here, it's H&S Bakery, which is a bread company. But you can find this calculator being used as promotional material for just about any company. You can get these extremely cheap. They're about $2 a piece, with your company's logo printed on it. As a promotional tool, I think it's nice, but as a calculator, it sucks. And if you are going to promote your company, I would definitely recommend something a little better than this. I think the Robot Series actually does have other calculators. I honestly can't say whether they're good or not, but just based on the fact that this uses an LR1130 battery instead of a more standard battery, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend, if you're going to do promotional material, get one of those little credit card size calculators that has has solar cells in it. That way, it's a calculator that'll last, and you're not having to worry about people running out of battery on it. I do have one of those, and I will be reviewing that in a future review. So yeah, overall, I don't care for this. I kind of wish I hadn't even bought it. It just doesn't really fit in with the rest of my collection. I mean, it's sturdy. It's not gonna. Oh, that's not the fault of that. I just forgot to screw that back in. It is sturdy. All the pieces are well made. Um, it's it's strange little thing like that works extremely well. It's got a really solid spring inside of it. I wish I could have gotten this thing fully disassembled so I could take a better look at the inside of it. Um, so I did remove these 4 screws to try and get a better look so I could get better pictures. But I couldn't figure out how to actually get this thing apart. I think it might be glued together. And if that's the case, I'm not going to risk completely destroying it just to see the inside of it. I mean, you can already see kind of enough just with the battery cover removed. So I do not recommend this. Maybe it'd be great as a promotional thing if you don't care about reliability, but this goes back to the whole disposable calculator thing that I absolutely detest. I do not think a calculator should be disposable because that's just wasteful and pretty disrespectful to what calculators are. I mean, they're a tool that should last. And it's a shame to see so little effort put into making something, especially something of this quality. Like I said, the plastic is really good. The rubber is a nice feel. It's just a shame that they would consider this a disposable device. So, overall, pretty disappointing. And one last thing. I think this kind of shows up on the camera. I'm not sure, but if you'll notice, the cover is not flush with the rest of the device. In fact, it's actually at kind of a crooked angle, and they really could have done a better job with this. I mean, charge a few extra cents and make something better. And if you want something to represent your company, I would go with something a little better than this. Alright, well, thank you for watching.